We've all heard stories of planes disappearing, right? But this one, it's just extraordinary. Imagine a huge commercial jet, a Boeing 727, the kind that carries over 100 people. It just vanishes without a trace.
Yeah, not from some remote jungle airstrip either.
Exactly, from an international airport. Luanda, right before sunset.
No wreckage found, no mayday call, nothing.
Just gone. The sheer boldness, I think that's what grabs you first.
It really does. It feels like something straight out of a movie, a real thriller. And it actually happened May 25th, 2003.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are really getting into one of the most baffling, honestly enduring mysteries in aviation, the disappearance of that Boeing 727-223 tail number N844AA.
Stolen. Right off the tarmac at Quatro de Fevereiro Airport in Luanda, Angola.
Yeah.
And never seen again.
So our mission today for this deep dive is to unpack all the strange, perplexing details. The plane itself had this really unusual backstory.
Oh, yeah.
Then there are the men who got on board, the huge global search, and all these competing theories trying to explain what happened.
We really want to get into why this specific disappearance still puzzles experts, and keeps people like us talking, even decades later.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Before it vanished into thin air, this wasn't just any ordinary plane sitting on a tarmac, was
No,
it?
definitely not ordinary by that point. I mean, N844AA, it was built way back in 1975.
Right.
Flew for American Airlines for a good long time, 25 years. Solid service history.
So a workhorse.
Exactly. But then its life took a sharp turn. It ended up grounded in Luanda. Sat there for 14 months.
And racked up some serious bills, I understand.
Serious is putting it mildly. $4 million in unpaid airport fees.
Wow, okay.
So yeah, it was stuck. Aerospace Sales and Leasing, a company based in Miami, had bought it. They were trying to get it ready for resale. Maybe to Nigerian IRS Airlines. That was the plan anyway.
And this is where it gets really strange, right? The refurbishment. It wasn't for passenger.
Not at all. This is the really unusual part. The inside, the cabin, it had been converted, stripped out, to carry diesel fuel. Huge amounts of it. Specifically, the setup was meant for supplying diamond mines.
Diesel fuel. For diamond lines. In a Boeing 727.
Yep. That detail alone just tells you this plane was involved in something unconventional.
Yeah, it hints at a whole different world, doesn't it? The context in Angola at the time.
Absolutely. It suggests high stakes, maybe some shadowy operations. Not your typical cargo run.
So, okay. We have this plane, grounded for over a year, millions in debt, strangely modified for fuel hauling. But the real mystery, the thing we're here for, is how does a jet this big just take off, no clearance, and disappear? What exactly went down that evening?
It was baffling. So the evening of May 25th, 2003, just before sunset, probably around 5 p.m. local time, two men are seen getting on the plane.
Right, this is key. Who were they?
Ben Charles Padilla, he was an American pilot, also a flight engineer, and John Mikkel Mutantu, a mechanic from the Republic of Congo.
Okay, an American pilot and a Congolese mechanic. But here's a critical point I read about. Neither of them was actually certified to fly a 727.
That's absolutely crucial. A Boeing 727 needs a three-person crew, typically. Captain, first officer, flight engineer.
And Padilla, he was a pilot, but...
He only had a private pilot's license. Not nearly enough certification for an aircraft of this size and complexity. Mutantu was mechanic, not flight crew at all.
So a huge skill gap. What does that suggest? Were they gambling? Was it desperation?
It's a massive risk. It tells you right away this wasn't a normal flight operation. The thinking is Padilla, despite being underqualified for this plane, was the one at the controls.
Okay.
And the scene on the ground, reports say it was chaotic. The plane started taxiing, but erratically. It wasn't following instructions from air traffic control at all.
Just ignored them.
Completely ignored them. Then, just before it turned to take off, heading southwest, out over the Atlantic Ocean, it switched off its lights and its transponder.
So it went dark deliberately.
Deliberately. This wasn't just sneaking out without permission. This was actively trying to disappear from radar, from sight. A conscious act. Yeah. And, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the timing, this was less than 2 years after 9/11. That changes everything.
That's such a critical point. September 11th was still so fresh. So a large commercial airliner goes missing, stolen off an airport tarmac. The alarm bells must have gone off instantly in the U.S.
Instantly. It wasn't just, a plane is missing. It was, is this a weapon? Is this a security nightmare? Terrorism concerns were sky high.
I read that President Bush was getting daily briefings on it.
That's right. The highest levels of government were involved. The FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security, State Department. They launched a massive global search
Across Africa, I assume.
across Africa and well beyond. They looked everywhere, pulled out all the stops. Intelligence agencies were working overtime.
And here's the crux of the mystery, the really baffling part. Despite all that effort, all those resources, nothing.
Absolutely nothing confirmed. No wreckage, no verified sightings of the plane, no sign of Padilla or Mutantu ever.
It's like they just flew off the face of the earth. That's why it's such an enduring enigma, isn't it?
Precisely. Complete silence.
So when you have a void like that, a complete lack of hard evidence, theories start to fill the gap, right? What does it all mean?
Exactly. Human nature abhors a vacuum. So speculation runs wild. One of the first theories was maybe an insurance scam.
Right, the owners, aerospace sales and leasing, maybe they orchestrated it.
That was the initial thought, but the FBI did investigate Maury Joseph, the CEO, pretty thoroughly, and they cleared him. No evidence pointed to an inside job for insurance money.
Okay, so probably not an insurance scam. What else?
Well, given the plane's weird modifications and the location, Angola.
Yeah.
Illegal activities seem plausible.
Like smuggling, drugs, weapons maybe?
Could be. Angola back then, oversight wasn't always the strictest. A big plane like that flying into the radar could move a lot of illicit stuff. That theory definitely had legs.
Makes sense. Then there's the simpler explanation, maybe a crash.
Always a possibility when a plane disappears.
Right.
Maybe it just crashed into the vastness of the Atlantic, or maybe some remote part of Africa nobody's found yet.
But the problem with that theory is...
the complete lack of debris. A plane that size, hitting the water or land, it leaves a trace. Wreckage, oil slicks, emergency locator signals, something. But nothing has ever been found. That's the big stumbling block for the crash theory. It's highly unusual for nothing to turn up.
Okay, what about sightings? Wasn't there a rumor about it being seen in Guinea?
Ah, yes, the Guinea sighting. That popped up in June 2003, just about a month after it vanished. The story went that a 727 matching the description was spotted in Conakry, Guinea. Supposedly, it had been hastily repainted, given a new registration number 3XGOM, but you could apparently still see traces of the old N844AA underneath.
That sounds promising.
It did sound tantalizing, yeah.
Yeah.
But U.S. authorities looked into it, eventually dismissed it. They couldn't confirm it, couldn't substantiate the claim, so it remains just a rumor, really. Another dead end.
Any other major theories?
Well, there's the angle Padilla's family pushes. His sister, particularly, believes he wouldn't have just stolen the plane.
What do they think happened?
They suspect he and Mutantu might have been forced, coerced, maybe even ambushed by someone else who wanted the plane and made to fly it under duress.
Is there any evidence for that?
Sadly, no. It's a plausible scenario in some ways, but like all the other theories, there's just no concrete evidence to back it up. It remains speculation based on character and circumstance. And, you know, this raises a really interesting question. What makes a theory stick around, sometimes for decades, even when there's zero proof, especially when governments have thrown so many resources at finding answers?
That is a great point. It's like we can't stand not knowing, can we? The human mind needs closure, needs a narrative. So when the facts run out, possibilities, even far-fetched ones, take root.
Exactly. We try to fill that void.
And the disappearance of N844AA really is a profound mystery. A modern, sophisticated machine, a commercial airliner, and 2 people aboard. Just gone. Vanished, leaving nothing behind but questions. And, well, a genuine aviation legend. It's fascinating.
It truly is. And it makes you think, doesn't it? What does this whole episode tell us about, say, the limits of surveillance, even now in our supposedly hyper-connected, tracked world?
Yeah. Are there still blind spots? Places or ways to just disappear?
Does it mean that truly hidden places or methods still exist? Or maybe, and maybe some secrets are just kept incredibly well, and we're left forever wondering what really happened to that Boeing 727 that just flew off into thin air.